So we're going to play a fun little game. I'm going to put up two players. I'm not going to tell you guys who they are, but I'm going to show you guys some stats throughout their careers. So if we look, just looking kind of at a quick glance of it, player A obviously has the edge in a lot more than player B does. Player A's got a higher completion percentage, more yards, more touchdowns, barely more touchdowns, fewer interceptions, and fewer games played, but also more Pro Bowls. So, even though things are pretty close, obviously except for completion percentage and interceptions, it seems like these two players would lie in the same category, right? Well, if we remove the veil of who it is, player A is Big Ben, and player B is Eli Manning. Now, over the week, I'm sure you guys heard that Cameron Jordan said that he'd put Eli Manning before Ben Roethlisberger. Now, personally, I wouldn't. But that's his opinion, and I'm simply just going to go off of facts here. I'm not going to put in any emotion. We're just going to talk about facts. So let's look at the facts. First thing, Eli Manning has thrown 825 more passes than Ben Roethlisberger has. 825. So yeah, at a quick glance, it may look close, but it's taken Eli a lot more to get there. And the argument people are making right now is, oh, Eli, he's good in the playoffs and 2 for 2 against Tom Brady. And those are good points, but let's talk about the playoffs then. First thing, Ben has 21 playoff games. Eli, he has 12. Ben has 9 more playoff games than Eli does. Well, it wouldn't be fair to judge Ben off of those. Okay, fine. All right, fine. We won't. We will just use Ben's first 13 games. So we pull that up. Ben's better. Ben's better at everything except interceptions. Ben has better completion percentage. He's better at touchdowns. Worse interceptions. Even his wins are better. Ben is 10-3, while Eli is 8-4. Oh, and also in this time, Ben had gone to 3 Super Bowls and won 2 of them. Eli, of course, 2 for 2. Does it really take beating Brady twice and fewer interceptions in the playoffs to say that Eli Manning is a better player than Ben Roethlisberger? I'm asking. Because it doesn't. If you take away Eli's rings, he's not a Hall of Famer. I'm sorry, but he's just not. Eli's all-time record, 117-13-0. He's almost half in his winnings. And by the end of the season, he's going to be 2 games closer to 50%. He had a completion percentage of 65 or better only one time. He's had 6 seasons of a 60% completion percentage or worse. He had a season with 18 touchdowns and 27 interceptions. Now I know I said Eli wouldn't get into the Hall of Fame without the Super Bowls, so it would only be fair if I talked about Ben without his Super Bowls. Okay. He'd still get in. I'm sorry, he would still get in. Let's just look at Ben without his Super Bowls. Now, obviously, he wouldn't be a first or second ballot Hall of Famer, but he'd get in. He's won 44, 69, and 1 all time. All time. In 15 fewer games than Eli. He has 3 separate 500-yard passing games. No other quarterback in NFL history has more than 1. He had back-to-back games with 6 touchdowns. He was the Offensive Rookie of the Year when he led the Steelers to a 13-3 record. And he's only had 1 season below 3,000 passing yards. I could go on and on and on about Ben's accomplishments. Come on, guys. Seriously, we're not doing this. Yes, Eli beat Brady twice. That's not easy. Brady and Belichick in the Super Bowl is not an easy feat. Ask the 5 people who have lost. But that's not going to put you above Ben. Now, Giants fans, I know you want to use those wins against Brady in the Super Bowl. And this isn't me saying that he's not a good quarterback. Like I said, it's hard to beat Brady and Belichick, let alone in the Super Bowl twice. But He's just not a definite Hall of Famer. Ben is.